doesn't make any sense.
No, of course not.
The bone structure is so different, and people that deny that are crazy.
I know. That is silly, man.
She's not good. No, she's not good.
She's not a good fighter.
No, she's just strong.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing, you don't look at her and think like, oh, she fights like Chris Cyborg, or she's not that unbelievably talented.
Right.
She's just physically way
Super
different.
Of course, different, but what woman do you know who content creator, YouTuber, singer, whatever, who's like, I want to get in the ring and fight her?
Joe Rogan reacted strongly after Claressa Shields
15-time world champion,
arguing that men and women
as enjoyable as possible.
which is why
15 years old, I started getting put down to my nose.
To say that like you can't bring that up, that's offensive, is ridiculous to me.
Well, especially when it comes to fighting.
Yeah, man.
That was the big one. And that was where I really understood like how bizarre and
The
how
defensive for
cult,
that?
yeah, how cult-like this ideology is.
I'd like to see you transition to a woman and fight women.
It'd be a lot of fun.
To have what, 12 murder charges? That would be the.
However, Shields fired back, claiming Romero
You know, I
lacks
hear
technical
people
skill to
speak
beat
so
him.
highly of the.
She said he depends too much on raw strength and power, and without solid technique, strategy, and ring IQ, that wouldn't be enough against a fighter of her caliber.
Thurman is not that great of a boxer. Is he strong?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. But what else? I'm a woman, but I'm bigger. I'm longer. I got better skills.
Romero responded confidently, saying he could face Shields at any weight without needing to move divisions. He insisted his natural power and physicality would still give him the advantage.
Right? Claressa has been out here saying she could beat you in a fight. Now, I know you say you don't need women. But I mean, you can start with her. Maybe. I don't know.
Nice.
She'll beat you. She's got skills. She's quiet, right?
Yeah, you know, she ain't gonna go, yada yada, all that stuff.
She'll beat you. If you want to fight, what way would you fight her? Every way? Okay.
Meanwhile, Shields
Trying to have all the punches over, and I'm not gonna overlook it.
placing only Mohammed
We're gonna come see her
Ali
again.
Mayweather Jr. above her.
Me personally, that I am one of the best boxers in the world, male or female. I think it's Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, me. That's it. That's it. But you know what? I will say that I think that I'm so good that I'm hard on myself because I should be knocking these girls out. If I can go in there and win unanimous decisions, I'm always asking myself after the fight, why didn't you get the knockout? How come didn't the knockout come? So for me, that's what I'm working on. So I got all the skills and the power and everything. I just have to figure it out and put it all together. And I've been fighting some of the toughest competition ever since I've been.
She backs it up by pointing to her undisputed championships and Olympic gold medals, arguing her achievements rank her among the best in boxing history.
I'm 3-time undisputed champ. 2 times at 160, it means everything to me. People always say, Claressa, you're the self-proclaimed GOAT. No, I'm not. I can be any female boxer you put in front of me. Rather she's a big puncher, faster, slicker, taller, whatever you want to say. I can adapt and I can win and I can bite down when it gets hard against anybody. So I am the greatest woman of all time. And if nobody believed me when I said it back then, they gotta believe me now because Savannah Marshall hits.
Shields recently shared sparring footage with a male opponent, where she appeared
The first fight, they are
using it
going
to showcase her ability
Can she
to
do that
compete
like
with
this?
men
She
in the
is
ring.
Your hand up. Hands to the right back. Jack.
Critics, however, argue that since she doesn't frequently score knockouts even against female opponents, facing male fighters, who generally possess greater strength and power, would be a much tougher challenge despite her elite skills.
You can't knock out women. What makes you think you can knock out a man? And in particular, a man at that size and a man that has the reputation that he has, and he's a heavy-handed.
Some fans believe Shields could potentially compete with a lighter, less power-focused boxer like Shakur Stevenson, whose style emphasizes defense and technique. But they doubt she could handle someone like Romero, who brings explosive power.
Shakur Stevenson, he's not a heavy-handed guy, and he's a smaller guy. Yeah, she could probably beat Shakur Stevenson. I doubt that, but it would be competitive. How about that? That's the best I can give you. It would be competitive, but I would still have Shakur Stevenson wiping the floor with.
Others point to a past training moment where Shields was dropped by a male sparring partner, using it as evidence that the physical differences could make such matchups extremely difficult. Claressa Shields responded by claiming the male sparring partner had removed padding from his gloves. She said it was done out of spite, making the punch more dangerous, and argued the incident didn't reflect her true ability.
The guy I sparred, he was like a little Russian hater. He took the padding out of his gloves. I had whooped ass on a Monday, and his coach wanted to spar again on Thursday. But he caught me, but he didn't have no padding in his gloves. He knows exactly who he is.
Rolando Romero countered by saying Shields once thanked him after he knocked out the same fighter who had dropped her, adding that he stopped that opponent in his 11th pro fight.
Probably should call out Michaela, should call out Katie Taylor, or like, why is she calling out Rolly?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, but she also knows it's never gonna happen. Aside from that, too, she thanked me because I knocked out the dude that had knocked her out in sparring. I knocked him out in my 11th fight. And then I brought up the story of when I first met her, and she got defensive.
Did she ever try to apologize over the first meeting or explain?
She never apologized for it specifically, but I got so much. I'm a very forgiving person. I've already.
As enjoyable as possible.
And 15
Saying the
years old, I fought
situation
against the
highlights
down
the
my
real
nose,
power
put it in my
gap between
journal.
male and female fighters. She noted that regardless of skill, biological strength and punching power are major factors in boxing performance.
You watch that video, you see her take a really hard shot, go down. Obviously, you're a boxer, you're a fighter. That's what you do. You take shots, you give shots. But from a man to a woman, I think that's where people feel a little.
So this is what I think.
Please, yeah.
These two both agree to spar each other. So that's one thing. Both parties agree. Clarissa's sparring a man at the end of the day. As much as she talks about, I want to fight a man, I'm going to beat a man up, you still have to respect the man and his man's power. Period. I don't care. And because you are in the ring with the man, and they may be a little better than you, it'll just look like Claressa got caught and got dropped. That's it. And I don't think there was any vicious intent behind it. These two were just sparring. Claressa got caught. She got back up. And again, Clarissa's going to feel some type of way and say, hey, them gloves, the padding was out of them. Maybe she was embarrassed, and maybe that's why she said what she said. But them two agree to spar.
Sean Porter also addressed
I hear people
saying
speak so
talking
highly
about
of
fighting top male boxers is easier than actually doing it. While respecting Shields, he emphasized the difference in strength, speed, and movement at the elite men's level.
It's cute that, you know, she's made it to the point that she's made it to. That is remarkable. That is very, very respectful. I think every fighter in the world, whether you're man, woman, whatever, you should respect the things that she's done.
Right.
There's a lot that goes into it, and it's one of those things that, you know, things are easier said than done.
So that brings me to my next question, because I asked her, I was like, look, I go, there's an obvious power and strength differential. Like she is dominant, you know, in the women's division, but the strength and the power between the top women and the top men is a big deal. She said she's not worried about the strength and power because she said it's about movement, it's about setting traps, it's about sticking and moving, all that stuff. Does she have a point there?
Yeah, she definitely has a point there. Styles make fights. That's a common saying in boxing, and it's 100% true. But along with that, she has the thing that I don't think realizes is that, you know, whatever top boxer she's been in the ring with, I'm sure that top boxer was, you know, took his foot off the gas pedal. And any fighter that isn't at that level is really defending himself.
Porter pointed out that Shields may look impressive sparring men because they aren't elite-level professionals.
Training had all the punches over, and I'm not going to overlook them.
And facing a top-ranked male fighter
We're going to come
who is
see her
bigger,
again.
faster, and hits harder.
He's not on her level.
Right.
And so, you know, here's the thing. You put Claressa Shields in the ring with a fighter at her weight class, at her same level, and she's going to be outmatched. From the physical standpoint, I think that is an animal that she's not really prepared for. I think that there are fighters that she could beat, but no one at her level in men's professional boxing. It's just a different.
Some commentators also argue that situations like the Shields debate create complicated dynamics. They point out that in sports, male athletes rarely boast about defeating female professionals because the competitions are organized separately. For example, you rarely hear male basketball players claiming they could outshoot stars from the WNBA because the leagues operate independently. In boxing, critics say the same principle applies, noting that physical differences often play a major role in competitive outcomes.
You ever consider doing like a 3-round exhibition with the Claressa Shields, or is that something you would never even consider?
I honestly wouldn't consider that. I don't think that I don't have anything to prove. I think if she's got something to prove, she's got something else to prove against someone else. And let me reel it all the way back in. Again, and say it again, I have tons of respect for her and the things that she's done. But speaking for myself, I know that when you get in the ring with me, there's a lot more that you have to prepare for than what your eyes see, and in a lot of ways what your mind could imagine. And you know, that's just one of those things that, you know, is, you know, you have to be there you have to actually live it out in order to really understand that. And that's not something that I intend to live out with.
Despite the criticism, Joe Rogan has previously praised Shields, calling her one of the most recognizable and influential female fighters in boxing, noting how she's helped bring more attention to women's boxing.
Accomplished incredible things. Like, for people that don't know, you won an Olympic gold medalist at 17, and then you won it again 4 years later.
Yep, 2-time.
The only American boxer ever. Yes. I think, like, only another sport, like, no boxer's ever done that, right? In America.
No, not from America, just me.
And, I mean, you've gone multiple weight classes, and now you're considering fighting in MMA. I mean, you kind of cleared out boxing in a lot of ways.
It's always something more to be accomplished in boxing, but I'm venturing off into MMA because I really want to see, am I as great as I think I am? And I think I am. So I'm excited to be fighting with the PFL later on this year, and just taking it from there and see it.
Rogan also acknowledged that Shields' success shows her elite dedication and challenge. However, he cautioned that boxing skills don't automatically translate to MMA, while still praising her progress training at Jackson Wink and learning new techniques.
I think when someone is as good as you are at boxing, you could basically do anything you want in life. You just have to put the same amount of focus that you put on boxing to whatever it is you apply yourself to.
Yeah.
You know, it's rare human beings that can do what you've been able to do. It's a rare person.
5 P's. Proper
P's?
preparation prevents poor performance.
There you go.
So in MMA, I'm not coming over like, hey, I'm in boxing, I'm box all you girls up. It's like, I'm at Jackson Wink Gym, you know, with Coach Jackson.
I've seen you kick back. I've seen you throw kicks. I was very impressed. I can't believe you're already that good. It's real. I was like, well, maybe you were throwing high kicks.
Yeah, I didn't know they can go up that height. So they showed me the technique up, and I was like, whoa, this shit's insane.
Shields has also reacted before Jail, returning to the ring, showing respect for his legacy, but making it clear she prefers real, competitive fights over exhibition bouts driven by hype.
Listen, there's another, you're the GWOAT, and we're talking about the GOAT right now, you know, Mayweather. He's taking all these exhibition fights. Is this a bad look for like the legacy? What do you think about all that?
I love Floyd Mayweather, and I want him to stay retired because they always saying, oh, everybody has his day, and they were like, well, that hasn't had his day, and he gives me the confidence to me not ever have my day to go undefeated every time I want to. So, seeing him come back, I'm just like, I'm kind of like 50-50 with it because I support him no matter what, but I just want him to just stay retired, stay Money Mayweather, just stay perfect, you know what I mean?
Pacquiao, Tyson, like, is it exciting at least? Are you checking like, yo, is that like, yo, checking on them?
About Mayweather fights, he bring the crowds out. So, I mean, it's all exciting, but I just want him to stay.
She further stated she would never fight Mayweather, even in an exhibition, emphasizing her focus on building a meaningful legacy through legitimate competition rather than prom.
Listen, I gotta ask you this: the GOAT versus the GOAT. He's taking these exhibition fights. Would you ever do an exhibition fight? And
fight who?
The GOAT. I mean, the two, you and Floyd. I mean, you got.
I would love to learn from Floyd, but I would never get inside the ring and actually like have a fight against him. Like that's my dog. Like I love him, I respect him, and that's not something that I'm interested in. Right. And also too, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it, which is fine with me because I don't think that we should do that. For what? He's the GOAT. I'm the GOAT, and I am a Team Mayweather fan. He calls me the female TBE, the best ever. So I'm the female TBE.
So that's
TBE.
You just wouldn't do it because on GP.
That's not something I ever even thought about. Like my respect. Like would I spar him? I'll spar any man like him, Terrence, Core, Rolly, whoever. I'll spar against any man. I spar men on a day-to-day basis in my fights. But like an actual exhibition fight, like. That don't even make sense. I've never heard of that before.
Shields has also fired back at critics and online trolls, standing firm in her confidence. She reminded everyone of her Olympic gold medals and world titles, insisting her achievements speak louder than negativity and misinformation.
Now that that's no went on, I see people talking about what I said that I would beat Rolly in a fight. I ain't say I'd knock him out. I said I'd beat him in a boxing match, right? People getting their pennies or their draws in the knot. Calm down. Calm down. My confidence is for me. That's what I have for me. It's not to offend you. Don't get offended by me believing in me. I'm not gonna get offended by you believing in you.
So what do you think?
Weight class,
can Claressa Shields really compete with male fighters? Or are the physical differences too much to overcome?
As enjoyable as
Drop
possible.
your opinion in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more intense boxing debates and fight breakdowns.
You know, I hear people speak so highly of the